Now it's time to put the kids to work, let's be honest. January, right around the corner, and maybe the kids want to earn some extra allowance like shoveling the driveway. Parenting lifestyle expert and mama too, Tamara Robbins Griffith, with some tips and tricks on how your kids can learn, earn, and spend smart. Good morning.
Morning, Tim. Yeah, you know what? As we approach January too, I'm thinking of resolutions for myself, and I'm also thinking about the kids and maybe how can they set some goals, towards a more cooperative household in the new year. And I like the idea of a January reset because if they're going back to school, whether it's at home or in person, it's a return to routines.
Yes, because we don't know that question about returning to school. So routine is important. I have 3, 7, 5, and 3. What age do you think is a good time? Because we're getting to that point where you want to put them to work.
Yeah,
but we're
absolutely.
like putting some structure when it actually responsibilities around the house.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk a little bit about allowance, and that comes later. That's probably too mature for your 3-year-old, but I think start them early with chores, age-appropriate chores that work for that age that they can manage. So mine are 6 and 10, and they're in a great age for doing chores. I think it helps to divide it into personal and family chores. I have a little bit of a chore chart here. There's different templates you can find online, but the personal chores are really kind of setting that bare minimum, if you will. So for my kids on a weekday morning, they have to make and eat their breakfast, get dressed, brush their teeth. Those are all personal chores. And then, of course, tidying and maintaining their own room, that's a personal chore. And then we can start layering in family chores. And I think when it comes to family chores, it's great to have a meeting, make a list, sit down together and see what they want to take on, because they're actually more likely to stick to it if they have a bit of a say rather than it just being assigned to them.
When those personal chores, are you working with them, or are you letting them go and do it and then going back and checking to be sure that they did it?
There can be a little bit of checking, okay. I would say, especially depending on the age and the maturity level of the individual child, because they're all a bit different, right? And, you have bumps along the way, but it's a learning process.
Okay, so we only got just under 2 minutes here. Let's get into the money factor. Okay, when do we start giving them a little bit of money to show that their work is worth something?
So it can be helpful to have that allowance in exchange for chores. And I think it's really important to learn a bit of financial literacy as well, and awareness and experience of managing money and having money, even if it's only a few dollars a week. So, every age is different when it comes to giving them allowance and when they're ready. I think my kids are ready for it at 6 and 10. In our house, we use a money management app called Mido, and that is for tracking the kids' chores. And I like it because it's really user friendly. It's fun for the kids. And, I don't have to keep cash on hand, because if they complete all the chores that have been assigned to them, then they automatically get money transferred to their smart cash card every Saturday. It's kind of like a payday. And I think it teaches them to be accountable to the tasks and how to make their own earning and spending decisions. It's like chores and allowance, both separately and together. I think they're teaching kids values that are important for later in life as grown-ups.
It's something that's not taught in schools, and you can't understand why when it comes to money management and saving your money and using your money, saving up some money and then spending it on something that they want, that they've achieved that themselves, I think is so beneficial.
Right, and even the lesson of having the money and spending it and then regretting it and wishing they hadn't, that's a life lesson. It's really important.
Okay, we have to go tomorrow. Those are some great tips, but I can't wait until I can put my feet up and I don't have to do anything anymore and just put them to work, right?
Put them to work.
Yeah,
Give them something.
Thanks for the tips.